Last year, I made a video by the name of Being 16 is Overrated, which is still good by the way, please watch. That video is admittedly one thing, biased. If you want a good perspective of how life was at 16, it was the year 2021. We were still in the middle of a global pandemic. Personally, I was still recovering from the actual mental torture that was 2020 for me. And while in some countries or states for the 40% Americans, they were extremely lax about COVID restrictions, everything was open, no social distancing, nothing. That was not the case in New York. Plus, when you add on the fact that I was still a child with parents who understandably didn't want me endangered, for almost the entire year, I only went out and socialized with other people in a few occasions. Around spring, when I got into Chainsaw Man, you know, after I saw... Let me be honest real quick. Please don't hate me for what I'm makima cosplay ass. I was hooked. I was consumed. I wanted more. There was still no anime for another year and a half, but I still wanted to see a series. But I wasn't gonna wait a year because it was COVID. I didn't know if I'd be dead by then. And I wasn't gonna read this whole thing on my little phone on some bootleg manga site where clicking a page would mean a fantastic reading with 30 trillion different coordinates. So once I was done with online school, I searched up the nearest Barnes & Nobles with a copy of Chainsaw Man Volume 1, which, by the way, was in Brooklyn, and I'm in the Bronx, which is an hour away. So after learning this fact, do I A, take an hour-long train ride on the bum-ass 4 train, probably see rats piss on each other, and get bitten by a homeless man wearing an iCarly shirt just to buy a manga I might not even like? B, do I order it on Amazon, like, you know, an old person? Or C, do I try looking at other stores I recently found out sold manga, including Chainsaw Man, I wish I knew had them when I was 16? Okay, so I take the hour-long train ride. I bought Chain Man, and I loved it. I still have this copy I bought back then right here. The second occasion of when I went outside was after I read Volume 1. I thought that this shit was gas. I wanted more, but Volume 2 was in the same Barnes & Nobles in Brooklyn, and only in that one, and I didn't want to do all that.
Are you even surprised?
Yeah, I went to Brooklyn again, and you know what? I don't regret it. And third time was with my parents. But things have changed. We're in 2023 now. We aren't exactly in a pandemic anymore. And now I'm actually going outside pretty regularly. I'm pretty good at communicating with others too, and it's all great. But there's this one tiny little problem I haven't mentioned yet. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a grown-ass man. I have a grown-ass beard, and things just aren't the same. And to be honest, I'm kinda scared. I'm expecting college acceptance and rejection letters in a few weeks, and after that, I'm gonna go to college probably in a different city, probably need to learn how to drive since transit outside of New York City is actual AIDS. I'll then have to pay more than triple my bloodline's lifetime earnings just to get a piece of paper, or take out a loan that won't even be fully paid off until 5 generations later. But at the same time, you have friends doing grown-up shit, like getting married, doing heroin, buying weapons, having their 50th college party that week where the ceiling falls apart again. It's scary, man. But you know what? It's also pretty exciting. I could wake up and study something I'm actually interested in if the college is nice. You know, even though my high school experience was halved, I'm glad I didn't have to do all this dumb shit. Like math, science, shit, if anything. I don't even need to go to school if I don't want to. Being an adult also means extra income, which I can use to do what I want, you know? Like buy an overpriced and oversized anime figurine. Travel. It's kinda difficult to do as a minor. But as an adult, I could go all over the world with just me and my friends. Like Philly, Chicago, Boston. Yeah, my vision's pretty small. I could even take a flight to visit friends I've met online who I love and appreciate just as much as people I've met in real life. I can look up them in the eye and say, hey, aren't you sexually attracted to LeBron James? Being 18 sounds scary. Terrifying even. But you know what? It sounds just as exciting. Good night, everybody.
Yo, I know these shits gotta be real, man. Watch. Hey, yo, move if you alive.